This is T Sweat here with Great Electric Quest. You're listening to Doom Tomb Podcast. And if you ain't 6 feet under, you best be listening to this. All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Doom Tomb Podcast. My name is Chris. I am your host. Today on the podcast, well, if you notice, on the opener, we open up with a song. And that song is called Windwalker. And that is by the band that I will be featuring in a 2-part interview called Stonewitch. If you haven't heard of them, just pause this right now and go on social media and check them out. They have a release coming up on January 8th at midnight of 2019. It is called Desert Oracle. I will be playing a track off that on this episode and then more on the second episode so you can get a taste of what is to come. Check out the links in the show notes. Start following them on social media right now so you can get ready for the release. Now, as far as part one in the interview, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about getting lost in the desert. You want to talk about a Bruce Springsteen cover band. You want to talk about eggplant videos, Les Paul, how to be a guitar maker, and it's luthier. I kind of forgot. You want to talk about old bands, Clarence Clemens, old shows, a little reminiscing, Ikea Hacks, Wasteland Warfest. What the hell is that? Well, we get into it. Let's cut the talking right now. Let's get into part one with the guys from the band Stonewitch. I am in the middle of the Sonoran desert with the desert dwellers themselves, the band Stonewitch. Gentlemen, what is going on today?
What's up, Chris?
Hey, can you please go around and introduce yourselves?
I am JR. I'm Ian, I'm bass player.
Jason, drums, and Mayor Logan.
I'm Matt. I play guitar.
All right, guys. So we got to start this off right. And you know what? I got a lot of shit that has happened this week that is just so strange. And I figured we'd go into just a few other different kind of questions. We talked about this a little bit off mic, but this is going to be such a unique interview. It's so different because when I see a lot of other bands, I got to hurry up and get to know them. Sometimes we can exchange emails, but sometimes it doesn't happen. You know, you're on the road, what have you. For you guys, unless I'm out of town, I'm not missing a show. I just love seeing it so much, and I have to tell this story of how I found you. So I used to live in Florida. I think I told this story before, and really the only bands that would come through that were of this genre or something close to like a stoner doom sludge, I was like the Sword, really. Not many others. And I know now Florida has its scene starting, But I come out here, and I just knew I liked that sound. I couldn't quite figure out what it was. I was calling it like ride rock for a while, because when you hear the sword, that ride cymbal just bah, bah, bah. So I wasn't sure what to call it, and I come out here, and I started work and et cetera, and I was getting ill as I first moved out here. I didn't know what I had. Wound up I had a heart issue, but in the interim, at night, I would try to find new music, and initially I found this one band called Brimstone Coven on Bandcamp, and I was like, I like this sound, and I put them in to YouTube to see if they had any other material. Sometimes you want to check it out live or what have you, and I came across this logo for this band, Stone Witch, and honest, from the first note, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm fucking in. And that is actually the song that opens up every episode, and that's Windwalker. It's weird. I'm out here, don't really know anybody. I moved out here to be with my lovely girlfriend Jen, and I'm laying in the bed just listening to the tunes, and I couldn't wait to see you guys live. So I totally marked out. I went on Bandcamp. I saved your picture of the logo for Order of the Goat, and I'm like, I'm going to see these fucking guys. I know him. And then their show comes up. It was a phenomenal night. It was Mothership, and it was Great Electric Quest, Dead Canyon, Wolves of Winter, I think was on that bill, and OFA, Old Fashioned Assassin. They filled in, and I was like, okay, I get it. But I was kind of bummed that I didn't get a chance to see you guys, and I couldn't wait. So I can't remember who I actually talked to first. I think it was Matt and Jay. I think, and I showed you this picture on my phone. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited to see you guys, and I think it just started something. It started some kind of strange, interesting friendship. But either way, I've been waiting for so long to get this interview, and I've got a lot to go over. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, thanks. Those are really, really kind words, and we're excited for it too. Now we have something to talk about.
Oh yeah, there's plenty to talk about. First off, has anybody ever broken a toe?
No, I don't.
All right, because this is so fucking stupid. All right, so I'm in the kitchen. I'm cooking stuff. I did a radio show on Cranium Radio, and I'm going back and forth. And my girlfriend is in the kitchen with me. It's not a big kitchen. It's an apartment. And I jammed my toe against her foot, and I was like, "Fuck, that hurt." Jeez. And later on that night, after I don't know a few rum and Dr. Peppers and whatever else I had some bourbon ale that was like killer. I'm like, my fucking foot, it really is killing me. And she's like, oh, stop it, stop being a baby. Well, I'm not going to show you, but it is black right now, and I'm just curious, like, if none of you have felt this, okay, that's fine. And I was just wondering, like, what? I think it's broken.
I know there's not much they can do for you.
Right?
Like when it comes to like collarbone, tailbone, like it's about the healing. If it doesn't heal and set right, then that's when you got problems.
Is that because you broke it?
Yeah, and I think it's broken, but you can't do anything about it. Like, you just get a little pinky.
Splint it or whatever, but
You think you're gonna maybe try to re-break it to get it to?
This is like 6 years.
Wasn't that a story?
What about your hand modeling career, though?
Yeah.
Think of that, That's what I'm saying.
Now, Matt, so I know we're going to get into some of your stuff, but I know you're like a guitar man and a guitar master. Was it Les Paul that had his hand rebroken to fit the frets better? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I think it was Les Paul. I think he got in an accident or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. Broke his hand.
And he had it set to handle the...
move it up and down
Like some folk
the neck.
That doesn't sound right.
No, yeah, that's
like what they say at New the Air School. Like, did you hear about what happened with Les? It's...
I don't know. You heard about it?
Yeah, I heard. I mean, this was way before I knew anything about...
Your ribs, you can suck your own
Well, wait a minute. Isn't it like between the myth and the reality or the legend? You always print the legend, right? Yeah. So let's just call it a true one. I don't know.
I think we'll go with it. I think that's what we're going to go with. All right, let's check this stuff out. Let's see. Let's start at the beginning. How did this band call come about? Like, how'd y'all get this inception?
It started with Jason and I, who are brothers. We played together for almost 20 years. Him on drums and me on bass.
Right.
And we played in a lot of different bands, worked on a lot of different projects. If there was ever nothing going on or no bands or anything, we were always down just to get together and work on something.
We lived together. We were roommates in Cleveland, and we had a house, and we had this awesome house that we would just we would record music in.
Yeah, everywhere. We all over that house. We had the whole house wired up. We were recording in the kitchen, in the loft, in the living room, bathroom.
Dude, we recorded Veteran of 1,000 Psychic Wars.
You were gonna tell too, man.
We were playing Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah. It was late. It was late at night.
Actually, it was early in the morning. It was like 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning. Like we had no business.
And no business.
No business.
Right. Well, let's tell it.
Because if you know the song, it's heavy.
Yeah. We were playing some Veteran of 1,000 Psychic Wars cover, just guitar and drums, and we were just having fun. And we were like, all right, we'll keep it quiet. We'll keep it mellow. And well, the thing is, when we got to the end of the song, and for those who know the song, you could start it where you finish it, and we just looped it over and over, and it gradually began to build and get louder and louder and louder.
And the houses were really close together.
This is Cleveland, so the houses are super close together.
In Tremont,
yeah. And sure enough, like at one point during a break in the song, you just heard this horrendous pounding, a pounding on the door.
This dude's pounding, like my drums are right here, the window's right behind me. Right. This fucking dude is like banging on the window, and I was like...
Jason looked at me, he was like, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to go out there. And I said, I'll go out there. I opened up the door, and dude, there's neighbors from all sides of us across the street.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Because you immediately have regret. Right away, you're like, oh shit, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I shouldn't be doing this.
Right.
Fuck,
But Jason and I have always been fans of all kinds of music, but especially heavy music and the type of stuff that we do. And we're out here, and they work together with JR, and we started just as a 3-piece.
So it was just you, JR, and Jay.
Yep.
Really? Okay.
So Jason and I worked together for a long time,
right.
And there had always been this like ongoing joke between us, like we were going to start a Springsteen cover band, man, right? Like that was we were like, dude, we've got to do this. How rad is that, And
a different version of a Bruce Springsteen, or the actual music?
Oh, I mean, it's cool. How can you top it? I don't know. Like, and of course, like 70s Bruce. Yeah, for sure. Know what I mean? Like 70s Bruce, but like fucking.
Every great cover band needs like a funny punny name.
Yeah.
So did you have one?
We didn't. No, we didn't get that far. That was the thing. Is that it was always just kind of like
Springsteen into action or something.
Right. It's always this kind of thing. That's a good one, actually. But like, and I remember I had done a trade with a guy.
Right.
And I traded him for a Gibson American Standard V. Mm. And I was just like super stoked about it. And Jason happened to oversee it. He saw this shit go down.
In the shop.
Right.
Yeah, he saw this go down, and he's like, so is that like a sign we need to get this band together, right? And of course, I don't know, at the time, it was just like perfect timing, and we're like, so yeah, let's get together and jam. And I think we, like Ian and Jason and I, because in the beginning, we didn't know Matty yet.
Right.
And so we...
Yeah, we still don't, really.
Who does? He's a mystery. He really is.
Is he still
He's
here?
an elusive guy. He is.
All I have to do, and I've said this, I actually have this in the notes, for if I ever want to know exactly where Matt is, he's behind me to the right.
Quietly, yes.
Quietly.
He's there. He's the white shadow.
Okay, so before we continue further, so are you ever going to put do a Springsteen cover as Stone Witch?
I doubt it.
You gonna bring like a little pink Cadillac or?
I mean, no. See,
Rosalita?
Oh man, I'd have to go. Yeah, like Rosalita or Blinded by the Light or something like
Born
that.
to Run.
Born to Run is even a good era for sure. Thunder Road.
Okay, so here's the question. I interviewed Green Druid a while ago, and obviously, most people know that they did this thing called Will It Doom. And the first Will It Doom track that they tried was the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. Okay. Then they did My Sharona by the Knack.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and
a bigger stretch,
they got it. It was doing. So I asked them a few things. Will this doom without doom? What Springsteen song will doom?
Man, I don't know. That's a really... I don't know if any of them doom well, necessarily, but...
I could see you do me dancing in the dark, man.
I was just thinking that. Or what is... Oh, there is a track off that album. It's not I'm on Fire.
Surrender, Badlands, yeah.
Surrender, maybe, yeah.
Here's a great one. But yeah,
The River.
Oh, River. Yeah, it's a very dark.
That would be
song,
fantastic.
for sure. And about real circumstances, apparently.
Yeah.
I guess that was something with Springsteen's sister or
It would
something.
be too. I wouldn't make.
It's a rough one, yeah.
I would halfway through
when
the
he
song,
sings
I
it,
would
man,
just-
he makes you feel it, And so I think the toughest part about doing a Springsteen with the sax, without big man, Clarence Clemens.
Yeah.
God rest his soul, of course, right?
And speaking of,
Big ups to big man.
right next to you, you got a Stern fan that's probably as big as I am.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Ophelia.
Yeah, he gives that rap about what do you go
something like-
home. I want you to get in the bathtub.
Yeah, in the back.
I want you to light some candles. I want you to put on my record. And think about me in the bathtub. There was someone was like, "That's."
Oh my God, how fucking funny was that?
Yeah, so good.
Oh, I used to love when they used to drop that in. So, initially it was the two of you, then you meet JR, you start as a three-piece. So
Well,
when did...
I kind of known Ian through Jason for a while, but they were
Yeah.
in bands and stuff. But yeah, when we got together, I think we literally, I think it was like a Craigslist.
I'm going to give this over to Matt. Matt, you probably know. And
Maddie
Yeah, I
responded,
I think there's a part to the story
What's his
before
name?
Matt comes in the pictures. We decided to bring in a fourth person, and
Right.
and just to see how it goes.
Right.
And
We needed to get somebody who actually knew how to play music.
it was an interesting process because we put an ad out and we got a lot of responses, and we auditioned some people. And
Right.
there were some characters. One guy who couldn't stop soloing over the entire everything. Even during vocal parts, he used to solo the whole time. Yeah, and it was trouble to rein him in. Yeah, we had another guy who sent us some headshots.
Oh,
that
very
were-
nice.
Yeah,
Windblown or...
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, they were professional headshots.
Yeah.
The guy, he had chiseled jaw. He looked great, but he looked great holding the guitar.
That's
not leave much to the imagination.
But-
we knew
but-
what we were getting with this guy.
Yeah, but somehow that made us think it was not necessarily the right fit.
Right.
And then somehow Matt fell in our lap.
Matt, do you know how it happened?
Yeah, I just moved here.
He was at a Love's, and it was magic from there. What was it? Where?
I think Jason put something online. Maybe I just moved here like 2 weeks before that or something
From
California.
right.
And then just always played in bands and wanted to get another band. And I saw that, and then he said shit like Sleep and Uncle Acid and just all the stuff I was into. Yeah, like Sabbath. I mean, yeah, obviously.
Sabbath. I've heard of them. They're like a two-piece or something like that. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, Doom Duo or something. Absolutely.
But yeah, I saw that and I hit him up, and then I live probably less than a mile from here.
Right.
So yeah, just came over here and then yeah.
Right.
Nice. That's even better.
It was convenient.
Yeah, it was convenient enough for me, so I just stopped
At
by.
least go see what these guys are doing.
Okay, so you all get together. How'd you feel as a unit? Was there a trial out period? Trying to work out some kinks? Did everything kind of gel pretty quickly?
I think they sent me 2 songs maybe.
Right.
So I learned those, just demo recordings or whatever. I learned those and then came over here and played with them. It was pretty good fit, it seemed like.
I mean, right away, like I don't know. I feel like Maddie was like when you finally came in the band. That was when like we really started to do stuff together. You know what I mean? Like shit started to really take off. I don't know. I felt like it was pretty seamless, and he showed up like he was always here. And
I remember Matt saying that this was the kind of band that he was hoping to find.
Yeah, this is what I was looking for.
So,
Well, what type of band were you in before? You obviously were in something,
I mean, similar, just like heavier,
right?
like screaming vocals. And,
Okay.
But pretty simple, just like Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but that was not here, though, right? That was in California.
Yeah,
That was in California?
back in California, yeah.
What was the band? Do you know? Remember the
I
name?
was in a band called Inside the Sun, and
Yeah.
then another one called Moon Trail.
Was there any material that was put out?
Yeah, Inside the Sun has like an EP out. I think it's 5 songs, maybe.
Was it on Bandcamp?
Yeah, it's on Bandcamp.
Well, we're gonna have to check that out. Link in the show notes, by the way.
Yeah, put the link in there. So was Moon Trail. They're still playing too, so
No kidding.
definitely check Moon Trail out. It was all the same people, so
So if Wind Trail maybe goes on tour with like Wind Hand, it could
Moon
be
Trail.
like, oh, what is it?
Moon Trail.
Moon Trail.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Wind Trail. So they would have to go out with what? Moon Spell? Moon Coven?
Yeah, you should definitely check out Moon Coven if you heard Moon Coven. I think they're from Sweden.
All right, well, that's another band to check out. All right,
they're
I
fucking
got another
awesome.
one I had. So what was the first track that you all did that completed that sounded like you like, this is Stonewitch?
Well, I think the first song we sent Matt was.
Well, the first song I got was
What's the second song? Dark Goddess.
Blood
And-
Feast. No, yeah, the first song I heard was Blood Feast. And then, yeah,
Right.
I was just like, oh, this is what I want to do, so.
And so let's talk a little bit about Order of the Goat. I mean, it opens up with Windwalker. How'd the whole EP come about?
I sent a message to Josh from the drummer from Dead Canyon, and I said that we needed to record, but we didn't know anybody. And so he said that we should talk to Ryan Butler. And so we called Ryan, and we met up with him, and he recorded it.
Cool. And was there anything? Was that all the songs that you had? Did you have something that maybe you didn't feel was quite ready for Order of the Goat that you waited on? Maybe you're putting it out on a future release.
Nothing that I think that we have. There's, of course, one that didn't make the record that we've played a few times. We've played some shows. People have heard it, and Ghost Rider, and
1903.
well, and 1903. But I think Ghost Rider we've played quite a few times. If you've been to a lot of our shows, we've played it at Wastelander's show, which,
Right.
and we've re-recorded that. It used to be the second part to Dark Goddess, is really how it was.
Right.
But then when we went to record, we only had so much time, and we almost didn't do Dark Goddess, and at the last minute, I think I threw a fit, and I was like, no, we're definitely. I think that's kind of how it went. I was like, no, we're definitely doing. It's a short song. We're gonna nail it, and we actually ended up nailing it, and it worked out like perfect. That recording seemed pretty seamless. Ryan was really good with us, so yeah.
And even the artwork. Who's doing all the artwork for the album?
I've done just about all the artwork. Of course, Ian will help arrange it and stuff like that
Right.
when it comes to putting it on something. But yeah.
Now, does it comes with a poster, like this little poster? What's going on with is there a meaning behind it? Is there something that I don't know?
There's always, I like to leave a little in the eye of the beholder,
Sure.
It's cool to hear other people's perspective on it. I've said this many times, it's really hard to see your own art from other people's perspective.
What have you heard?
So,
Well, the way that the poster actually came about is when we first started, had the record recorded, we sent it out for some demo, some airplay and stuff.
Right.
And when I wanted it to stand out, so what I would do is I would print that poster
Right.
on like that brown wrap paper like you put on packages.
Okay.
And I would tie twine around it, and I would mail that. So it's very, very Lovecraftian
Right.
looking presentation to it, with this script, on the outside of it. And
Absolutely.
Twine.
Ian takes the art and then makes it something really,
And we thought that was cool, and I didn't want it to go to waste. I certainly wasn't going to mail everybody the package that way, so I thought we would just put it up as a poster and include it. We always try to include something extra.
I think it's a brilliant idea because once somebody purchases that and they like what they see, who doesn't want that signed?
I know. Who doesn't? How many people do you know that have that midnight that unfolding poster from the Midnight record? Like, it's perfect, hanging on their wall. Maddie,
have it?
I know Maddie's got it hanging on his wall. And he's not the only person I know. My girlfriend's brother, I know, has one too. But yeah, like stuff like that, I think that, it's really rad to have. Jason and I talked about this before, that having a visual
right
with the, with the sound, it really goes a long way. And so we wanted to incorporate that.
And that's very important, which brings me to another topic of the actual stage presence. I know you're doing it in conjunction with the music. How do you feel that that's evolved over the course of the band?
As far as
time?
Stage setup?
Yeah, because I know you've added some things.
I mean, yeah, like I've
noticed that. Yeah,
just so most bands have probably dealt with this if they have a smoke machine, but most smoke machines suck. Okay,
they
you
do.
Really got to spend money on a good one, and even those aren't that great. But either way, we have worked that out. I don't know. We just want to give people a good show for their $5. You know what I mean? When they come to the show, and
right?
I don't know. The theatrics and stuff, I really enjoy. I don't know.
It's something also that continues to evolve. I think with us, I think you'll see
absolutely
a lot more changes that are going to come.
But it also happens as you age. There's stuff that when I was 18, I don't listen to it. I don't care to deal with anymore. It's just you grow.
Sure.
And that's a big part of it. And with that, I just have a few questions about being on the stage. Number one, normally, like 9 times out of 10, I would see the lead singer in the front. I don't see that with you guys. Why? I had ideas of why, like, Ian is in front or in the middle, actually. But what is there a rationale behind that? Do you have a thought about it?
Jason doesn't want anybody blocking their view of him.
Oh, this beautiful creature over here?
Which is ironic.
Yeah, he's the face.
Anytime you've ever seen anything that has us in it, you can never see me because Ian's always...
Because Ian's right in front of you, yeah.
So.
I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I think that we just set up that way and started... I think the way that the cabinets fit on the stage, too, have a little bit to do with that, but...
It just felt real natural when we first set it up that way, and and we've changed it up, I think, a couple of times, but not very often. I mean, if there's not a reason to.
Right. Also, do you have? This is for JR. Do you have multiple bandanas, or do you just have the one?
No, I actually have multiple black bandanas.
Okay.
Yes,
right.
My girlfriend can attest to this. Yes, Savannah. Yes.
Shout out to Savannah.
Yes, I have several of the same bandana. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
will that be a future merchandise item?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know that we even considered that.
The J-Dana.
I mean, see, this is...
let's do this.
Yeah, this is where we need help with that, obviously. These ideas, are just waiting to be...
Now, is there a specific way to present the bandana? Here's why I'm saying this.
Yes.
I saw somebody yesterday, a few days ago, in another band, a drummer, and he just took it and rolled it up like he was gonna whip somebody, and then just tied it around. It was all good. I mean, that was him.
No.
It was a little honestly, it was a little tight for me. Now, when I was growing up, and the first bands that I saw wearing bandanas other than hair metal bands was Suicidal.
Springsteen?
I'm not going, no.
I'm just saying.
We don't go, no. I'm not going.
Okay.
Wait.
1975?
He was doing it that far ago? That long
He
ago?
was, yeah.
See, all right, but
I'm just saying.
I wasn't getting into him until the early '80s, so I'm gonna just pass myself on that. But Suicidal had the bandana down to the eyes,
sure.
And it's like you don't even need to smoke weed. You could just get high just with that.
I think there's a video or something of like his view of the crowd, and it's like half of you.
It's a slit.
Like all you see is like half the screen, and it's pretty good.
So will anybody else? Once there is a Stone Witch bandana, will anybody else be partaking and putting a bandana on? Will it be a group thing, or is it just we're just going to leave it to
they're welcome, but I mean, we all have our own.
I think Matt would look good in a bandana.
You know what? I don't know what Matt wouldn't look good in, to be honest with you. I mean, speaking of, we got something else special for people that haven't seen Matt for a while. He's got quite a bit of facial hair right now. He's kind of taken after JR. So I know that there's a progression. So I guess I'm curious, who is the next person in the band to grow a beard? That's it?
Too patchy, man. I can't do it.
It would take like a few years or something? Yeah.
It looked terrible.
And Jason, no, that's not going to happen for you?
Matt's been working out as well, so that's another reason that he looks good.
Is it more of a P90X? Is he like a high intensity interval training?
Cardio, or are we talking like free weights or what?
You're breaking out the resistance training. You just strong bones. You got to have that when you do those powerful chords, man.
Matt is a guy that can grow up really quick, though. You grow pretty fast. Like if he shaves, he can grow a beard in a week.
He's got like a 10 a.m. shadow. Yeah, I don't have that. I'm like with you, Ian. Like after like a week or two, or actually the last time I grew a beard, it was a fucking month. 1 month later, and somebody says, "Oh, yeah, you got a little something on you there." I was like, "Are you kidding me? You know how long this took?" Meanwhile,
this is taking a few months.
No. I blinked. You had nothing on your face, and I blink, and poof! It's like. Do you ever watch The Simpsons? Homer Simpson, he shaves, and then boom, comes right back.
Shadow right away.
There you go. That's it, man. All right. So let's see where are we at. How about this thing that I saw a while ago when I was first started following you guys? Excuse me. That's the beer. In Russia, there was a bootleg of your logo. What the fuck was that? How'd that happen?
Well, it's I think Jason. I think you noticed it first, or you saw the post.
It's a true story that I liked that post. Like I clicked it 2 times or whatever. Like I liked it, and like 2 days later, I thought to myself, "What the fuck? Wait, that wasn't." We didn't make that. When did we make those shirts?
Yeah, the thing is that they used the logo from the YouTube video, not the logo from the record.
Right.
So I was like, so when we saw that, we were like, wait, we never made shirts with that logo.
Remember, I was bummed that you put that on that.
Yeah.
So does anything happen with that? You just like, whatever, and get a piece, get a few rubles out of it?
I mean,
Go ahead. You want to be a fan and pirate it, you go right ahead. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to represent that.
Get a little something off of Vistaprint or whatever.
Go right ahead.
They saved me the trouble of having to pack it up and ship it to them.
Right.
Yes,
we
that's
appreciate you get them from us, but I mean, if you're in Russia and there's some kind of shipping issues, or go ahead and make your own if you can.
She's a lovely woman.
Just
by the
post
way.
us. Just tag us.
Yeah, there was. I didn't see the face, but I'm assuming.
Yeah, so great.
I mean, unless it could have, it might have been somebody trans. You don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, anything's possible.
Careful.
Did you see? There was somebody recently. There was something with Victoria's Secret, and there was somebody that was transgender that said like, "I'm going to show you that I can do this just as well as anybody else." Have you seen that video yet?
No, I don't know anything about that.
I tell you, man, it's boggling. Like that person should be on the runway just like anybody else. I mean, beautiful human being. Anyway, I digress. Let's get into this. So as you start. You're playing some shows. What can you remember about one of the first experiences playing live together as a unit?
Well, you figure out some things live that if something goes wrong, it might even be something little, a loose, cable or a whatever, like.
Right.
Me, I always just go, I'm never going to have that problem again. I will go out and get the cable that I need to get, or
sure.
You know what I mean? Like, so, but we haven't had any major. Yeah, Matty has forgotten his pedal board.
No.
I think I've gotten caught up in the mic stand before a little bit. Luckily, I had some help from.
And speaking of, there was an incident that I tell you, if I haven't laughed hard enough, when you supposedly lost your pedal board. You want to tell, like, how did it?
When I lost it.
Yeah. How did it? Where did it turn up? Because it
was like right there in the corner.
Okay, now just as we're saying this, what do we got here? 15 by 15, 18 by 18.
We tore this place apart too. Like
it's not a big space.
Yeah. No, it's not at all.
Is it? It was.
So we played a show.
Yeah.
I came and dropped all my stuff off after the show, and it was probably pretty late, but whatever.
Right.
So then the next time we practiced, it's probably like a week, 2 weeks later. Like, all my stuff was here, and everyone's stuff was here, and then
Right.
my pedal board was just not here. And then, well, it was, but no one saw it. Dude, we looked everywhere.
Gave it a good effort. And
Dude, for
looking. This
like
was
probably
not
a
like
couple hours or at least an hour or
like,
two.
And it just magic. I mean, we had all kinds of theories too.
Yeah,
know,
well,
and
'cause,
which
yeah, we
we'll
had a
get
few
into,
theories, but whatever.
But either way, we're glad that it worked.
Well, no,
out
because
the way it did.
no, but I sold a guitar.
Oh yeah, and then Maddie
So I
had
was
to
like,
get like
shit.
a whole new.
So I
setup,
bought a
basically.
whole new
Oh,
pedal
yeah.
board, and then literally, I think it was the time I brought that new pedal board over here.
It showed up.
I fucking found it. Yeah.
So he has mirror image.
So yeah,
like
I had to
pedal
have like a
boards.
double pedal board just in case.
Can you just bring it back, turn it in, like refund it?
You never get
I mean, yeah, I might as well keep it though.
right. Why not?
Oh, okay. So,
I have all kinds of stuff. Exactly. Yeah.
all right. Well, pardon me. I mean, shit. All right. So, as you're going through these shows, I went through the list, from back when. I'm going to ask you a few questions about some bands, see if you remember them, and if you know if anybody is doing anything current from some of these bands, because all of them I haven't seen. The band Gomi, are you familiar with them? And what they're doing? Yeah, I know you were on a bill with them, but do you know, is anybody in another band right now, or is that just dead?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, we played with them. They were really nice guys. It was a great show. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I don't really know much about what they've been up to.
Okay. What about Hell Rancho?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hell Rancho turned out to be a good thing in the end. We ended up meeting the
fantastic.
cat.
We actually never played with El Rancho.
No, it was okay. So we were sold that it was a band. Correct. Yes.
The guy from Snake Eyes.
Yeah. Andrew.
We were
Andrew was his name.
contacted to put on a show by the gentleman, one of the gentlemen from Hell Rancho, and it wasn't.
Turned out
it
to
was
be Andrew's dad.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It was just a miscommunication. It was, the way he wrote it was the way I read it, and we thought that the show was with Hell Rancho because he introduced himself as being from. But it turned out that the show was actually with his son's project, Stink Eye or Joseph James. They were called at the time.
At the time, yeah.
And I don't, to be honest, I don't really know what he's up to. Like in the last few months, I keep up with him a little bit on Facebook.
I mean, they had released. Stink Eye released some stuff, and it's rad. We've played with them a few times. We've always enjoyed it. They were actually because of what we went through with the miscommunication of that show, we were like, oh man, so what is this going to be?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise, but we were all.
And they were like kids that couldn't even hang out in the bar. They literally had to set up.
That's
at
true.
the Yucca, you can get in 15 minutes before if you're underage and set up, and then 15 minutes after you're set to get down. But they couldn't hang out. But anyway, they were super good, and we
great stage presence.
Oh yeah, man, Andrew's a great guy
big
to
shout out
watch.
to Andrew.
He's
He's
fun to
great.
watch for sure. But yeah, that's it ended up being good. That was the show with the Heavy Eyes. A big shout out to the Heavy Eyes. We love those guys. If you guys are listening.
It's actually right behind.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if we showed you the Heavy Eyes 6-pack. Yeah,
It's one beer.
yeah, it's actually one beer. They left us beers, and of course we said,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
They all live in different places, so they needed a place to rehearse before the show that night. So we offered up our practice spot.
yeah, and they stayed at my house the night before the show and stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and JR talks to Trip about stuff. I talk to Eric a lot, and
all those guys, we love those guys.
So we're
They're
right.
so
So
much
they're
fun.
friends, but we're also like really geeky about them because they're awesome. So we actually they left a beer on my drum kit. Essentially, I assume to say thanks for letting us practice in your spot.
Sure.
But we still have that beer.
Well,
hanging on our
they must
wall.
have forgot that there's 4 members in the band, boys. So not you only left one beer. I don't know if we were supposed to split that, but
Right.
we love them anyway.
But yeah, so we're nerdy about those guys. So we still have that beer hanging on the wall.
Yeah. How can you not? I mean, it's
Then we got a Captain America from Derek.
yeah.
The very first song we learned together as a 3-piece was "Good Night,"
Good Night,
right?
yeah. Fucking
from the
rad
Heavy
song,
Eyes.
yeah.
I haven't seen them come around for a while either.
Dude, they just played in Las Vegas
played
this
Vegas.
weekend, and I sent Eric a
Yeah.
message, and
On Friday, they were in
tried to
Vegas.
lay a little guilt trip on them, and I said, if you guys are going to be in
Yeah.
Las
And my
Vegas,
buddy
why
JD
would
was
you
in
not
Vegas. I
come
told
to
him to go,
Phoenix?
and,
Like,
yeah.
why can you not make a 5-hour trip?
I know. I gave him shit about it. Plenty of shit
but
about it. For
he
sure.
was like, if you pay for my plane ticket, basically I'll come.
Yeah, and of course, like
Fucking rock
yeah,
stars.
we'd love to play with them again for sure. They're great guys. I ended up tattooing all of them too. too when they were in town, so it was really fun.
Right.
We're going to get into that in a little bit. Where do we? Okay, so here's the thing. So I just had Great Lakes from Great Lakes Brewing Company. Yeah, it gets on top of you. Goddamn right. This Christmas ale, which is fantastic, by the way. Thank you so much, guys. I cracked open this bougie shit. I don't know if I care for it. It's a citrus kind of citrana. I'm gonna say to everybody, just avoid this one. Not that I'm not feeling it very much, but there's another one in there. There's a vanilla something that is, if you like something a little heavy, this is good. This.
It's like that Stiegel Radler, almost like a.
It's got tart. It's tart.
Oh yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
that.
So
It's like a sour.
yeah, it's borderline actual sour cream.
Not much
You
of
know.
a beer guy.
No.
I mean,
What's your drink of choice?
I mean, I like whiskey, but it's I like
Big drinkers in general.
yeah, no. We're more like stoners and stuff, But like, I enjoy a good like rye whiskey or some Lagavulin or something like that, or
Right.
but very rarely.
Okay.
Very rarely.
Let's go into just a few more bands. The next one is The Last March of the Ants.
Oh yeah, Last March of the Ents.
So
yeah,
fun.
yeah, those guys are great. I keep up with some of those dudes on Facebook.
Right.
And yeah, Two Piece. They're amazing, great stage presence. I really like them, and they split up for I don't think for any terrible reasons other than I think one of them was relocating.
Right.
And those guys were just great. I always loved playing with those guys. Anytime we could get them on the bill, we'd
Played with them like at least 2 or 3 times.
yeah, a couple of times. Yeah.
Do you think
At
they'll
least a
do
couple,
it again, or?
To be honest, I got no reason to think that they would, but I would like to. I would
Right.
love to see that. Yeah, if they ever got it back together, I would love to be the first to have them.
Yeah,
on the
because
show.
there's a band that was out here. Now Marcus is in Goya, but before he was in Gale, and I would love to see one more Gale show. I didn't get to see them. I wasn't here at the time. Just heavy doom. I mean, straight up heavy doom. What about Cave Dweller?
We played their last show.
Well, they were around for a while. I never even, to be honest with you, I never even caught wind of them until that show, and they were fucking awesome.
And it was like the last time they played, right?
Yeah,
Was
that was their
like
last
their farewell show.
I kind of told the
And we were
guitar
lucky to
player,
get
I
on it,
said,
yeah.
I'm excited to see your band tonight. And he's like, well, enjoy it because it's our last show.
Yeah, which was like a huge bummer at the time
And
because
I
they
was
really
like,
did.
oh.
Like
bring
a
it. It was
month
awesome.
later, I was walking out of the gym and I saw a guy wearing a Cave Dweller T-shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh hey, great shirt, and he was like, yeah, just gave me this knowing sort of like, yeah,
Of course,
yeah, right.
They're a really good band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I have on that. I know sometimes I go to the shows and I see a lot of the similar faces, and some people. But when I say that, they're specifically coming for you. One woman is it Stephanie?
Stephanie.
She comes at nearly
Big fan.
every show, or if not every show.
Love Steph, yeah.
That's your boo. Oh, isn't that sweet? Oh my goodness.
Very supportive.
But yeah, and she blasts your music in downtown Phoenix, and will tell anybody who you are all day, every day.
Yeah, she's great. She's great. If you need a card, call Steph.
Oh yeah.
And you actually have another fan several that I've heard from when I'll get a message and somebody will say, "Oh, you open up with Stonewitch, you open up, on the podcast." I'm like, yeah. Oh man, badass. There's a guy, I think he's in Sweden. Is it? And I don't know what his real name is. Matromaniac,
Yeah, Matthias. Medtronic, I think he goes by.
Matrimoniac. I think that might be it.
He goes by many names.
Yeah, he's better known in our band as our Swedish fan
If you're on
base.
Instagram and you like heavy music, then you know Maddie,
Oh yeah,
without a doubt.
you probably already follow him, and if
Right.
you don't, you're missing.
No,
out
you
for
do.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
do. If you like heavy, you do.
It's
If-
probably
you know,
true. Yeah.
You do.
Anyway, but yeah, he's an awesome,
No,
dude.
I talk to him all the time. Like I send him like pictures of like I drive past a cow, because I live in East Mesa, and I drive past a cow and I take a picture of it and I send it to him. I'm like, check out this fucking cow, dude.
And he's like the most positive dude. Just like
No, he's awesome.
he's
Like, yeah,
such
he's
a
like,
great
it makes me wonder, like, how did dudes survive so long, not being like
Like,
able
not
to
having a voice,
contact without
right,
being
yeah.
able to, like, here I am, like, good friends with this guy who lives on the other side of the globe. Like, how did bros like get along without these kind of bros? Like, I
Right.
don't understand, because
Yeah,
that
and,
guy's fucking awesome. Like, I'll send him songs that we're working on. I'll be like, can listen to this. And like, would you tell me what you think about it? You know, because I trust his opinion. You know, and he's always too nice. Like it's silly. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
he's too
like
close. It's
I'm
hard
like
to-
tell me that something's fucked up. You know, like tell me that the drum sounds bad or that the change is sloppy. And he's like, thank you so much for sending me this song. It's so awesome. I'm blasting it right now in my living room. My kid's trying to sleep. It's awesome. You know, like.
Yeah, he's a great dude, and I had a boss a while ago that was Swedish, and he introduced me to something called Turkish pepper. I told Maddie about it, and he's like, "Oh my god, I love it! Have you ever had Turkish pepper?"
No idea what that is.
It is salted licorice, black licorice. I know it sounds horrible.
You're not off to a great start.
You are either gonna like it or you're not. It's like. I've had clients that have tried it, and some people love it, and some it's like having a mouth of ammonia.
But it's like a specifically Swedish thing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and they have different levels where it's like hot, it's not hot. They have the hard candies, but you can't go for that. You got to go for the soft. Hey, and go for the double salt if you can. And I don't actually think it's really salt. I think it's like ammonium something.
Like a brine or something like that.
I don't know what.
I've had Swedish
but you can
food
see
before. I've had like lutefisk. You ever had
Yeah, all right.
lutefisk?
Good point. I was gonna bring that up.
Oh, yeah.
So talk to me about that. What is that
Lutefisk
like?
Is a Swedish holiday dish, and it's basically you take I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive this way. So you take a cod, a
Right.
full-size fish, you soak it in lye, which decomposes it, and
Right.
turns it into like a jello type, clear jello type gelatinous, and then you cover it with this cream sauce, and it's
Yeah, like if you go to,
Something else.
if you're getting like a chair cover or like a bookcase. Yeah, like IKEA has.
not all
a
Swedish
cave.
meatballs, my friend.
They have an
I'm
area.
just saying.
They have an area.
It's not all
they
soft
have
serve
a-
ice cream and
They have a
Swedish
commons
meatballs.
area where you could get some food.
I'm very familiar with it. They have a great candy section. They actually have
At IKEA?
Yeah, they have
Okay.
the salted licorice there. It's fantastic.
I mean, I have a lot of IKEA stuff, but I have to be honest, I hate
Putting it together.
navigating that store and putting it together.
Well,
The
you know what?
carts,
I mean, if you
it's
want
like pushing the cart around on ice. I don't
yeah,
get
because it all four
It
wheels
doesn't
move.
go in one direction. It goes in all directions. It's like the worst. Anyway, sorry.
No. Hey, man, I'm totally
complaining.
with you on it. And when you have like a big piece of furniture that you have to put together,
Oh, and the worst.
if
Yeah.
I would almost say try to do it yourself, because if you don't, it's going to test a relationship.
I asked Maddie if I said, do people in Sweden go to IKEA? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, no, he said that they just sit around laughing at us like idiots. Like,
Oh, I would imagine, yeah. That most.
Oh, like look at these guys buying this
authentic, yeah.
particle board.
do people go to IKEA?
Have you done the?
mean-
have you ever seen the IKEA hacks? Like people will have one. IKEA will have something. There's like a cheap table. I think it's called a lack, and it's like $8, and it's just a 4-leg table. It's very simple, very basic.
Cardboard with a
Yeah,
couple of
you
pieces
can.
of metal in it.
Yeah, it's actually when you open it up, it's actually cardboard inside.
Sure, it's hollow, yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean, it's $8. I mean, what do you want?
yeah, what are you going to do?
right.
And people have hacked it where they cut like a square in the middle of it and then put dirt and actually put a plant coming out of it.
Oh yeah, and like with stuff like that, it's so cheap that you can actually destroy it.
Yeah,
You
and if not-
probably will just by using it.
Yeah,
But
like
in
who cares?
general,
It's fucking $8.
Repurposing is very important. Yes.
And speaking of Sweden, where have been some like stranger places that you have gotten requests to send material to?
Romania.
Romania, Israel.
Israel. Right on.
In Australia, quite a bit in the UK. Is a popular one,
Right.
but Germany.
Was it Japan once? I think we've got a little bit of.
Yeah, we may have.
I thought we did, yeah.
I don't recall that
Yeah,
one.
some
But
strange ones that we were like, wow, how do they hear it?
How do they,
like,
it's a great
like
question.
people
How do they hear it?
Sure.
I got a message, and I swear, as these guys are listening, honest to God, I will get an interview from you guys. Alpaca is a band out of Shanghai, and they reached out to me. And I was like, "How did you even?" It's like, "Oh, I listen all the time." Like, it's truly worldwide. I mean, we're on the web. You're gonna hear it eventually. I just think that is just amazing. It's just like what Jason was saying. It's like, what did people do before? what do you do, like pen paling? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of mixtapes.
Kind of, yeah, it
and
makes me think of
cassettes
like
back and forth.
the trape.
Tape trading.
Right, those days
Yeah,
of like
cassette
sending like metal tapes and stuff around. So
Yeah,
that's what I think about all the time. I think it's cool.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the shows that I've seen with you guys, and maybe you got some thoughts on it. And I know you have a show coming up that I could see one of the posters right up there. But I want to talk about one show in particular because I think I saw you maybe once or twice, and then you played this show at the Maverick or Mavericks.
Sounds like murder.
What a
So Dirty from Sounds Like Murder. It was his birthday
Across
party.
the hall.
Yeah.
They used to practice right there.
Yeah, and he invited us to play his birthday show. He's like, "You guys got to show." Like he let us know like 2 months before, and
Right.
I literally came by the practice spot and knocked on the door while we were playing. It was like, "Dudes, what's up? You guys got." You know,
He's a
if you-
big personality.
If you've met
Yeah.
Dirty, he's an awesome dude. He's like, "You guys got to play my birthday party," and we were like, "Okay." We literally put it on the calendar, thinking like, all right, cool. It was at this place called the Maverick, and we thought, well, shit, that's the closest place to our practice spot, man. It's literally like next door, and so yeah, it was. But it was a bar. I mean,
It's quite an interesting bar.
It's like the last smoking bar.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
yes, that
You
was
can't smoke
crazy.
in any bars in Phoenix,
Yeah,
but
you
you can
cannot.
smoke in this place.
And boy,
If that
do
tells
they
you
push it to the
anything.
limit. There's an ashtray every foot and a half.
I believe they get around it with a clubhouse kind of.
Gotcha.
Something, you know what I mean? That it's like maybe a private club where they kind of.
when I go back home, like to Cleveland, like even Cleveland has that same. They have that, the same laws and stuff.
Right.
But they just don't give a shit. They just pull out the ashtrays and let people smoke.
No,
And they should. I mean, if it's the bar owner, you know what I mean.
It's up to
they
the-
should be
yeah, it's
able
up to the
decide
owner.
what business you want to cater to.
But there is something special that night that I remember. I don't know if you were able to see it because I know you were in the groove. It's in the corner. It's like a floor show, basically, that you're set up at. So you're looking out. You're looking towards the bar. I don't know if you saw. There was this nice sign on there, and it said something like "Dance on the bar at your own risk." Something like that.
yeah.
Now, I don't know if you caught this. I did. I can't get it out of my memory fucking forever. So there was this woman that scooted up and got on the bar. She she sat down on it and she swung her legs around with kind of like a loose short.
She gave you the basic instinct.
There was more than I cared to see.
Yeah.
Something reminded me of like a rare like roast beef or something. Anyway, so
Oh, wow.
so she swings around.
That paints a picture.
And here's the thing. I know I'm no prize, but not a very attractive human being. Now, but you're entitled. Anybody's entitled to do what you
Oh,
like.
get it, you know,
So she
like-
gets up. She stands up. Do you remember this?
I don't.
Okay,
I mean, like,
so
no memory.
She, well, please wait. So she stands up and starts swinging her hips back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
feeling it,
And I just casually look down out of fear or whatever, and she's wearing like full compression hosiery. So that stuff to prevent like blood clots.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not usually something that you see dancing on a bar.
I mean, it's it's something you don't see every day, but I mean, you get to see a lot of different stuff at the
Do
places
you remember
play.
that? I mean, Matt, you got a smile on your face, like it's like I remember that so well. I can't get that vision out of my head.
He gets
You know.
wistful every time
He does. I see a little twinkle in his eye. Oh, that's so sweet. So this Wasteland thing. Now I've been to one. I missed the one last year because I was in, or this year. I missed this year because I was in Florida. So what do we got coming up? Are we doing one next year?
Well, we got their survival party that they have every year. This will be our third survival party we've played for them. And if you have not seen the Wastelanders, you have to go on YouTube or go Google these guys. Like, it
is a definite thing.
So I'm going to try to describe it in the best way that I can for
Sure.
people who have never heard of it. Okay, so imagine like a cosplay group, a social group where they get together and what they're cosplaying is Mad Max or generally a post-apocalyptic kind of garb. You
Right.
know, yes, and not only do they dress up, you know, and put together these elaborate costumes out of like what look like repurposed, you know, old hockey pads and crazy stuff.
Right.
I mean, they're so creative with these, and then they also do their vehicles, just like Matt,
Saw
like
that.
straight up Road Warrior style, like spikes, you know, like the whole nine, like, and they are amazing dudes, and we've you know, been lucky to be invited to play at their site. We always have so much fun playing with those guys.
Yeah, we're really excited to announce that we just got invited to come back and play their next survival party, which is going to be January 19th at the Tempe Tavern.
Tempe Tavern.
Yeah, so you can expect to see the cars. If you're anywhere in that area that night, you're going to see some wild cars driving around
That's
in the
cool.
streets. And if you see them, just follow them to where they're going.
I might have to,
because it's going to be a good time.
I'm gonna have to do like a long live feed for that, just so everybody could take a look. Because I don't know. I mean, it's here. I don't know where. I'm sure that people do it across the world.
It's a national national thing. This is sort of the local Arizona chapter.
Right.
They have a much bigger get together that they do way out in the desert. A place called, I think, Uranium Springs.
Almost like a Burning Man thing.
Yeah.
I want to play.
Yeah,
I want to go. Like,
People
yeah, because
come out,
this is
hundreds
where
and
like
hundreds
all
of
the
people, like,
chapters of Wastelanders get together, and they just have this fucking
They
killer
build
party.
They build full on Thunderdomes.
Like, yeah, it's in the middle of the
Thunderdome
desert.
fights, like fire breathers, cars, like they're blowing shit up, flamethrowers.
And not to mention, we love.
When is that?
I don't know the dates.
We got to look that up. That'd be a great thing to get on, man.
yeah,
but-
like,
Dude, yeah.
What,
There's been talk of it, but
But we love working with these guys because they're on top of that. They're just awesome people. They're a really accepting group. They show up for us and they come out and
they're just having a good time. They're awesome.
yeah, they're
Like,
amazing.
just
They're really
super
great people.
cool.
A big shout out
And
to Bill Collins who puts it together.
We partake in it as well. You know, we dress up in our end of days gear, if you will. Like JR made this rad mic stand with like a skull with these eyes that light up, and it's got the hoses, and it's all like, because when we found out about it, we thought like, well, we would be in this even if
like
I would be doing this anyway.
We
you
just
know, if I
didn't
knew
know
this
until now.
existed.
Yeah.
So once we found out about it, it was like super cool, and
Yeah, we jumped
every
on
time
board
we can get to play that. It's always a lot of
for
fun.
sure, and we love to do the dress up stuff too, man, and you know, really give those guys a show.
Absolutely. I even saw some people that, you know, they had the Mad Max thing vibe and almost put a little steampunk with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was talking about this earlier about trying to tell people about the Wastelanders and saying like, nah, steampunk, yes, in that sense that like it's a social group that you kind of, you know, but this is just so much more badass, barbaric. Yeah, awesome, super cool.
All right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And speaking of venues, I heard this story a while ago from Ian. I hope you can retell it. So you were at a place, a venue, and you got kicked out, or it kind of the party got shut down because of a fire issue, like a smoke issue.
Well, we didn't get kicked out. The show did go on.
Okay. Oh, it did.
It did. Yeah. We were playing with Goblin Cock.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's a
Powerful
pun. It's
name,
a
by
pun
the way.
If you know, it's a pun if you don't get it.
Yes.
But yes, we were guilty maybe in our earlier.
If he asked the sound guy if it was cool, and JR's quote to me was, and I fucking quote, "It's always better to ask for forgiveness."
Well, let me tell you, as part of the band, but an innocent bystander in this whole thing, that it is not better always to ask for forgiveness, because they started to warm up the smoke machines, the fog machines, and immediately the fire alarm. Not only did the fire alarms go off, but a recorded message of a woman's voice comes over the PA. The lights come on.
Emergency. Like it was like straight up like holy shit.
Right.
You see the sound guy come running up from the back, and he's just like, "Oh, we got to stop the fog machines. We can't have it," you know. And they were really cool about it. Of course, we didn't know. And you know, the Valley Bar, they were super professional and you know, really nice about it. And it was hilarious though. How
Yeah, it was real. It was real.
So you can't have smoke in there.
Apparently not.
It's in a basement.
Yeah, so I think it's a.
But it's not fire. It's not. You're not rubbing sticks
I don't-
together.
I
It's
don't
a
know.
smoke machine.
I don't know the science,
Sensors, that
All
what,
right.
what the sensor picks up.
I can't shut it off for
but
a
I
few
can
minutes.
assure you it does set off the smoke
For
detectors.
sure.
All right.
If you're playing the Valley Bar and other bands, Smoke Machine, you cannot get away with that. Not in the basement.
Okay, last question before we just take a quick break here. Out of all the shows that you've been playing, what are some of the most memorable?
I mean, other than like the Heavy Eyes, of course, is a big one of ours. You know, we've mentioned them before, but we played we played the Green Room with Castle.
Right.
The Green Room is a great venue in Flagstaff. If anybody is ever coming through there, definitely hit them up. They're very accommodating and
Almost any of those Great Electric Quest shows.
Right.
That's like a party.
Great Electric Quest out there. Yes.
You know what was one of my
we love playing
favorites?
with them. We've played with them like
I really didn't know much about them, honestly. I only heard about them through Ian. Was Royal Thunder.
Oh yeah.
You know what? And I loved that night. I thought, you guys sounded fantastic that night. I mean, not that you don't other nights, but everything just gelled very well, and it was just a big mix of different styles. And I got to admit, I was not ready for her voice. Wound up being way shocked and overly amazed at it. I thought that was one of my fave shows because I didn't expect it. I thought it was just going to be, whatever, just an average show. But man, they bring it. If anybody hasn't seen them live, please don't wait. Go see.
Oh yeah, I mean we've gotten lucky to play with a lot of awesome. I mean we've played with Slow Season, those guys, unbelievable. Horisont from Sweden, Electric Citizen was a lot of fun. Yeah, it wasn't a great show for us performance wise, as far as I remember. However, yeah, but they were amazing. Horisont they're a great band for sure. Oh man, so cool. Yeah,
Right on. So before as we take a break. Is there a track that you want me to play before we come back? Because I want to get a little bit of an interview with each one of you and go over a few questions, and we'll go over some music. Is there anything you want to hear? Anything you want to play?
Well, I mean, if we want to do a track from the new record,
It's up to you. You want to do
Wizard Smoke? Would be you want to?
Oh, nice. Oh God, I want to talk about it later. Might as well just say it now before we go. I am a sucker, and for some reason, I get caught filming the same fucking videos sometimes, and I will continually hit the end of Wizard Smoke almost every show to put that down because I just love that jam at the end, man. I just think that is so badass. You can carry that on forever, as long as I'm concerned. It's same, and the same goes with the Herald.
Well, thanks, man.
It's what the Herald is like. Yeah, don't leave that out. Let's go to that track right now, and we're gonna take a break.
came from space, right here to this place. A message through time, cosmic emerald derived, handed down from the gods. Bestowed on us all, a walk to the sky, that cosmic emerald.
All right, and we are back, and so I started this new beer. It's a vanilla porter. What were you going to say? No, you go ahead. What?
I told Jared to start singing.
He's just
Because
giving
there
me
was dead
shit.
air, so maybe that's the dead air.
Oh, that's what we were going for. Okay,
Yeah,
I got
it's
you.
just like
Got you.
Chris talk, yeah.
Yeah, this is what I cut out. Yeah.
It's his show, yeah.
And 3, 2, 1. Okay, and we are back. And I am drinking a wonderful. What am I drinking? A douche ice.
Douche ice. is what it
Douche
looks like.
ice. It's a
They're
delicious
getting
beer.
really creative with these.
JR's homebrews.
Yeah,
Oh yes,
yes.
yeah. It's oddly it's red, but I don't know why. Okay, let's talk. Let's go around the horn and talk to a couple of you just about some different things. Now, Ian, I know I spent a lot of time talking with you over the past year about what you've had going at Crass. How was the experience, and what is that?
The Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences. I went to school there this last year. Recording music's always been something I did, so decided to mix things up, go to school, and it was a good time. I had a lot of great experience. I worked with a lot of great bands over there recording stuff.
There was a mixing board that you said that was kind of synonymous with a band. Can you talk about that, or is that? Is that private?
No. That was I think that was Jason. Yeah, they have an SSL there.
No. There was a board that you said that there was a big band that was recorded off of that board.
Yeah. That's what I think you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called the SSL Solid State Logic G4000. It was Metallica recorded on it. I think Eazy-E or
And Just for All, right?
Dave Matthews, they had the speakers for that. They mixed Michael Jackson bad.
They sound awful.
They sound really bad. Yeah, they sound fucking terrible.
Bad was a great title for that record.
Yeah, bad.
On those speakers.
Yeah, but going to school and continuing my education with audio engineering has always been something I've been into.
So how do you feel that doing that, what do you feel that it did for this upcoming release?
Well, it gave us some great places to record at.
Right.
You know, we certainly utilized a lot of the studios there. We had some great partners in Taylor the Wolfman Jackson and Dom Valentine, who recorded. Yeah, the kid. They recorded most of the stuff that's going to be on this new record as far as the drums go.
Really?
Yeah. They're really talented engineers. I think Taylor's currently working for over at Shangri-La Studios.
Yeah.
With Rick Rubin. Well, I don't know that he works with Rick Rubin, but he works for Rick Rubin.
He's around somewhere.
Yeah. And
As long as there's a vegan meal, maybe he'll make his way around.
Yeah. So they're out in L.A. doing their thing, but we stay real close, and they're great guys, and they contribute a lot to the sound that you're going to hear on this new record.
And is there anything that you went in with one idea about music or about the scene or anything, and you came out with something different? Or is there anything that you like a real big takeaway from going to school there?
I mean, Yeah. I hooked a lot of my friends' bands up, and got to work on a lot of great records, and it's just a launching pad. It's there's so many great instructors and teachers there that I became good friends with, that taught me a lot, that I've continued to stay in touch with, and who have helped contribute to this recording as well. So I'd say that's my biggest takeaway from is just making those connections.
That's awesome, man. Would you mind passing the microphone to Matt?
Of course.
Thank you. Matt, how you been, brother?
Good.
Good. We got a few questions here. The nickname comes up, and I can't get around it. I'm sorry. I tried. The Shadow. Which I tell you, I have not heard a clearer vision in terms of a nickname, because you just, as soon as I look over to my right, there you are. And you're actually, out of all the band members, you're probably the guy that I see the most at the shows. Was there a show that you saw this year that you really enjoyed? Or what were some of the favorites this year?
There's a ton of shows. Just like a show that I enjoyed, or just a show that we played?
No, nothing that you played. Just something. Just something that you went to.
Sleep came through. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, Sleep with Bellwitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Windhand show with Satan Saters was pretty cool.
Right.
There's a lot of good shows.
I seem to see you at quite a bit of them. And like I said, I don't remember if I said it on mic or off mic, but you're usually to the right of me, just behind me. So it's, if I ever have to look, and it's almost like a guardian angel behind me. But we have other things to talk about for you. And that is, and I hope I'm saying this right, you're a Luthier graduate. Is that correct?
Luthier, yeah.
Okay. Now, which school did you go to?
Roberto Vin.
I had it written down. Roberto Vin.
Oh, yeah.
Right, in Phoenix. Now, here's the question, because a Luthier, say it again? Luthier.
Yeah. Luthier.
Okay. Because you're a luthier, that comes from the root lute, right? Lute, a lute. Have you ever made a lute?
No, I've never made a lute before.
Have you ever played a lute?
Played a lute, no.
I at one time I had a lot of loot, but then lost it in the okay, so are you a part of a guild, like a Luthier guild?
It's not
No,
really
but I mean,
a
like,
guild.
I thought that I looked online and I saw that there was like a guild for that, like where they they have like yearly conventions and et cetera. Have you ever gone to one of those? Or
Oh, yeah, they have like a lot of conventions and stuff for it.
Right.
Just like music, stuff in general.
Okay, so how long have you been doing that?
And I moved out here like 3 years ago to go to school, and then the school was like 6 months.
Okay,
So I've just been doing it since then.
so now, pardon me, but when you do this, do you work only on guitars? Do you work on bass? What, do you work on everything?
Yeah, like guitars, bass, sometimes like mandolins, sometimes banjos.
Just no lutes.
Just no lute. No one has lutes.
Not yet. You never
Yeah,
know, man.
you never know.
You never know when there's like some hipster band that needs like a lute fix. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over this. Guitar body. What do you feel is or are some of the best woods?
I don't think the
that
wood
wood for that
really
body.
like.
The morning wood is the best. Oh, nice. Oh, but I'm bummed.
I mean, it just depends on if you're going like acoustic or electric.
Electric, because we're gonna yeah.
I mean, I play solid body. I don't think the wood has near as much to do with this as the pickups do.
Really?
Like most of my guitars are mahogany. Like both, I've made like 2 guitars at school. They're mahogany.
Mm-hmm.
Like Gibson, I play a lot of Gibson guitars. So does JR. Those are mostly mahogany.
Okay. And do you have a different choice for the neck? Like a different wood or like...
I mean, the guitar that I play my SG the most. That's like mahogany neck,
Right.
mahogany body.
Are you choosing that wood for a specific reason?
I mean, not really necessarily.
Right.
But I mean, you can definitely get different sounds, especially like out of the fretboard more so than like maybe the neck would.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of that stuff just has to do with the pickups on the electrics, at least.
So talk to me about the pickups. How does, like, pretend like I know absolutely nothing because I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I know it makes noise. So who gives a shit about a pickup? Go. Tell me. Like, what do I need?
What pickups do you need?
Yeah, what do I need?
Well, I mean, that just totally depends. Yeah, JR saying super distortions.
Well, let's say, okay, so let's go with our genre. Let's go with this stoner, doomy, sludge kind of genre. What would be something that you would need, or that you would suggest to somebody if they're going to build a guitar or a bass?
I mean, it just depends on. I mean, because like a lot of dudes will use like I have lace pickups in that guitar right there. Like I know Matt Pike uses lace pickups. Like Wino uses lace pickups.
Right.
There's like a bunch of dudes that use lace pickups. Those are like super hot pickups, like super high output. So I have like a few guitars with like some more like hotter output pickups. Lately, I've been kind of liking more lower output pickups, like PAF copies and like stuff like that. Like the Seymour Duncan PAF copy is super cool. I like that one a lot.
And that's something that you would suggest in building your own personal guitar. All right. Thank you so much for that. Also, there was a story a while ago. Don't know if you heard about this, but there were some people that were looking for you for quite a while. Something about you getting lost in the desert. Can you explain what the fuck happened there?
Yeah, I think that was Lost at the Grand Canyon.
You were in the... Okay.
Yeah, that
So-
was all Jason. No, like...
Freaked out.
It was a little bit after I moved here. Like, some of my friends came out here from back home in California. And then I think we went to the Grand Canyon, and maybe we went for, like, longer than we thought we were going to, like an extra day or something.
We live in the Sonoran fucking desert, okay? It's one of the only places in the world where you can literally die of heat exhaustion during the day. And
But I was gone
hypothermia
for
at
like
night,
a day
okay?
or 2 days.
Okay, but Matt,
I sent Matt's mom.
we got very worried.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get back from the
Jason-
Grand Canyon to where I have service, and my phone's blowing up from Jason, all these dudes, my mom, my
I
dad,
called
my
Matt twice. He didn't
sister.
answer, so I sent his mom a message, who I've never met before in my life, and I told her, I think your son might be missing. And then I eventually
This is
got a
after
hold,
I've lived here for like
and then I got a hold of
maybe
Ian, and
6
he was like, no,
months.
he comes back tomorrow. And I was like, oh. I was like, well, I told his mom that I think...
That was after like I left work to go to your apartment because Jason hit me up immediately sounding the alarm that Matt was missing, and we knew that at the time Matt was newer to our area, and we knew he's our brother, and we were worried about him, and we thought, well, if he's missing, who else is going to
With
go
what we
looking
know
for
of
him?
Right.
Yeah, we know. You know him. You kind of know him.
Everything was
I don't
fine
know.
in the end.
Right,
of
but
course,
Jason,
you
of
know,
course,
but-
just sends his text message to his parents like, "Hey, your son's probably dead."
But Matt's mom, in hindsight, was happy,
Yeah, my mom didn't care that I was missing. She just cared that people cared about me.
She's like, Jason, who's this guy?
Yeah, you got good buddies in the band. There's nothing better than that, man. So, all right, if you can you please, Matt, pass the microphone to Jason?
I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings, but
Yes?
I think your son is missing.
Your son is missing, yes.
He went hiking out in the Arizona desert, and nobody's heard of him. Nobody's heard from him in a couple.
You know, it's almost like it's like the nice voice from the Valley Bar. You know, please exit. There is a problem. You could actually have a PSA for people that are lost in the desert. Right. I like that. I think it's a good idea.
I felt terrible.
All right, so Jason, let's talk a little bit, shall we?
Sure.
Skateboarding. How long you been doing that?
Well, I grew up skateboarding.
Because I see stuff on, that you post online, and I can't do it. I mean, if I step on a board, I feel like it's going to break. It's just like there's got to be a weight limit or something, and I am way over that. But I saw something else, which really, like, it kind of boggled my mind. You have your dog, which is a bulldog.
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
Nash.
Now, Nash likes to skateboard.
He does, yeah. He used to want to eat it all the time.
Now,
So I had to get him to stop wanting to eat it.
Right.
I had to get him to want to ride it.
How did you get that to happen?
I used a clicker. They're like 75 cents at PetSmart.
Right.
So every time he would actually get on the board, I would click and reward.
Right.
But every time he would try and bite it, so he learned to decide what actions got him certain rewards.
Gotcha.
So if you ever watch videos of him, sometimes you'll see him go down to bite the board.
Yeah.
And he'll stop.
Right.
And then he'll put his head back up. So, yeah, I mean, he loves it. I don't know. He just always wanted to do it. He was always going to it.
Nash seems like a lot of work. There's a lot going on with taking care, because it's like he's got his folds with is it the heat that bothers the skin or something?
Well, it's they're man-made dogs. You know, they don't exist naturally in nature, so they come with a lot of problems.
Right.
So he's allergic to everything. And canine, I remember one time when I told JR back in the day when I first found out, because Nash used to come to the shop with me every day.
Sure.
And we found out that he was allergic to stuff. JR was like, a canine allergic to meat. I remember that. Yeah, and I thought, well, shit, we have canine teeth. We use them for meat.
Yeah,
you know? And
why not?
But yeah, so these dogs, yeah, a lot of them come with a lot of allergies, and that's just one of his.
Now, I remember seeing a video. I forgot what it was. It was like a throwback that you put on. There was something with he was in the shop.
Oh, are you still that kid skateboard?
No, well that's hysterical. But no, there was something on the floor that he was like really scared of.
Oh, the Halloween decoration. Yeah, that was.
I mean, it's adorable because you see this animal and it's like, it looks like it's going to tear your face off.
You know, I don't know where the original footage is for that, but I wish I did, because back then videos could only be 15 seconds.
Right.
And if they didn't have to be, like, I remember there being a ton of funny shit. Yeah, so you have to, like, get it down, condense it real quick.
I remember those days.
It's a good video, though.
I would love it if IG went to 2 minutes. I wouldn't mind. I could get some of that.
Yeah, but at some point it's like, do you really want to watch 2 minutes or something? Like, because none of us are that interesting to begin with. You know?
Okay, what? Hold on.
Well, I think you'd be remiss to not mention Cave Bull and Banana Man, The Adventures of. There was an episode or two at least, right? How many?
Two, yeah. So we just, JD and Joe and I.
Right.
Having too much time in our hands isn't always a good thing.
No, it isn't.
So it's like, hey, let's dress the dog up in a costume and pretend that there's an evil banana in the shop causing a bunch of havoc. And the dog saves the day, my gosh. Yeah, it's fucking retarded, but it's all part of like the thing that is Nash. You know what I mean? It's like he's like it's almost like an art project for me. You know
an art project,
in a way. Like it's trying to like capture like aspects of his like he's a character.
Yes,
so
he is.
It's not like so it's trying to show a side of him to other people.
Yeah, I've seen him in the pool.
It's trying to convey that it's interesting.
I've never
fun.
seen a bulldog.
You're finding the the best aspect of your animal, and you're trying to like show those.
Absolutely. I've never seen one in the water.
Like I
he
just
does
realized
that.
the other day, out of all the I posted thousands of fucking pictures of my stupid dog, and I've never posted one of them sleeping.
Right.
There's not one fucking photo where he's sleeping. You know, I see these dogs sleep all fucking day on Instagram, and
Yeah.
but you know, I don't know, because you're trying to like show that aspect of like skateboarding or his love of bananas or the fact that he's allergic to everything, you know, and tell other people that
He does have a love of the banana.
He does love the banana.
All right.
Yeah.
And, you know, as I'm thinking, you know what, I have to retract something because I was like, there are minute videos. That's on the basic Instagram, but on your page, on the IGTV, you could take as long as a video as you want.
Yeah, I don't even
forgot
know
about
about
that.
that. To be honest, I've seen the icon
toying
on the
with it.
screen, but
I'm messing
I've
with it.
never touched it. I'm afraid I'm gonna end up watching somebody like I don't know, grow a potato or something, and you
Gorilla potato?
grow whatever something. I'm gonna be like,
Oh, growing a
the
potato.
Last 10
Oh, okay.
minutes I've been watching this fucking idiot do this. You know.
Yeah. Oh, please. It's just like going down
And
to
then I'm gonna be that idiot because I'm gonna be like, hey.
Did you see the
Nash,
potato
come
video?
over here, dude. You ever had an eggplant before? Let's see what happens. You know,
So, but he is a fan of
20
the
minutes go by, and someone's like, dude, that eggplant video is fucking awesome.
Love that eggplant video.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, wait
but
until
he's a fan of the banana.
He does, yeah. Well, hopefully he's not a fan of the diabetes, because I worry about that a little bit. Because he does like bananas, and he likes
Okay.
broccoli, and he likes sweet potatoes, but it's tough to...
Have you made any treats for him? Can you do that?
I haven't. There's somebody local that I met because I saw them with their bulldog, and I was like, I got to pet your bulldog.
Right.
And she said that we have a bakery and we make these things, and I said, well, he's allergic to meat, so he can't have, you know.
I do. I make them.
Yeah.
I make the treats. It's weird because the only cutouts I have, like the cookie cutouts, are all Halloween because I did it around Halloween. So I got a ghost. I have skull and crossbones, and I don't know
he
that.
doesn't.
I think
he doesn't give a shit. No.
you could do that every year. You could do it. I mean, skull and crossbones could be all
You could just
year.
throw it against the wall, and whatever shape that lands in, like that's what it'll be. In 2 seconds, he'll eat it, and it'll be gone. And,
That's it.
and you know, it goes quick.
Well, thank you for discussing Nash. It was very important. I needed to hear that.
That was part one. Part two will be coming up very, very soon, and we will do a track-by-track discussion of the new record, Desert Oracle, coming out on midnight on January 8th, 2019. Until that time, let's play a track off a band that Stonewitch played with quite a while ago. This is the band Castle off their latest release, Deal Thy Fate. This is Can't Escape the Evil.
Red venom, red with rage. My love's gonna do it again.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out towards the end. We have had such a great year. I am so thankful for everyone that has sent positivity and, just that PMA, that positive mental attitude. Really, really appreciate it. We have part 2 coming up with Stone Witch. I want to do a year in review. And, we've got a lot coming up in 2019. Let's talk about the Arizona Festival. Haven't quite figured out a name yet, and we are zeroing in on a location, and hopefully that will be very, very soon. I'm looking forward to booking a whole bunch of people to come up, camp out, and have one hell of a time. Join us, won't you? It's doomtombpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know that you want to be a part of it. Follow us on social media at Doom Podcast. Until that time, the next time, the meantime, the in-between time, enjoy yourselves. Keep going to the shows. Buy some band merch every once in a while. Enjoy the holiday season. And don't forget to stay heavy.